Hey there, I'm Luke from Maker's Empire, and today we'll be unboxing FlashForge's brand new multicolor printer, the AD5X. Maker's Empire makes 3D software and has been working with schools for 10 years. We recommend and sell FlashForge printers directly to schools, so they've sent us a demo unit to try out. If you've been following the news of this printer, you probably know that this is FlashForge's first attempt at a multicolor printer. While there's other multicolor printers already on the market, such as the Bamboo Lab series and Creality's K2, these are using something called an AMS, which is a standalone unit for feeding filaments into the printer. What we understand about the AD5X is that the spools are directly mounted on the frame of the printer and fed into the extruder via a small device mounted on the side frame of the printer. The printer also looks incredibly similar to the FlashForge 5M, so we're wondering if it's the same chassis with maybe just a few tweaks. We'll aim to clear these questions up and see how easy the AD5X is to set up in this video. We'll be reviewing the printer in a later video. This will be just an unboxing and first impressions. So let's get right to it. Got a instruction there how to install the screen, which is a quick start guide here. The paperwork, take all this chunky foam out. Before I lift the printer out, let's see what accessories we've got. Power cord. Got these little 3D printed things, which look like they have PTFE tubes in them. Maybe that's something for feeding the filament. We'll have a look at those later. The usual tools, flush cutters, declogging tool, Allen key, screwdriver, screws, and this thingy here. Not entirely sure what this is. It's sort of spring loaded. So we'll figure that out later. To remove the rest of this foam. Below this layer of foam, it looks like we've got a whole bunch more accessories here. Let's see if we can get this out to show you. That stuff. So more of these spring-loaded thingies. I'm guessing that these maybe are what sort of grips the filament, but we'll figure that out in a moment. This looks like the device for threading the filament through from the spools. It's got a little cable which looks very similar to the cables used on the AMS systems that we've used before. This is the device itself, pretty small. Yeah, got tubes on either side. And there's this little, this is probably the mount, I think. It's got a little gear socket in there for tilting the device up. Slots on there for adjusting the angle. Still have the tube, so this, I imagine, slots into the extruder. We've got some little filament samples in there. Now let's get out the printer. Bit more protective foam. And a textured head plate. It's coming with most of the FlashForge printers nowadays. It does look incredibly similar to the 5M. Something I've noticed here, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Previously there was a screw here for adjusting the extruder, but now it looks like there's a little lever here for grasping or changing the location of the gear. looks like the screen is already attached there, sort of backwards. So I guess we're going to have to remove that first. Yes, this does need to be, this bracket needs to be removed first. Get one of our Allen keys out. Two more screws to remove. I imagine this has been designed to keep it nice and secure during transit. It looks as though there's two little hooks that we use to attach the screen onto the body of the printer. That looks about right. And the next part will be attaching this to the frame here. So this little device here, the lid goes there. Slide it and lock it back into place. And this little cable will go in there. Can't see now. Oh, there we go. There's a slot back. Bit of a stretch with this cable. Hang on a second. I think I've got this upside down. No wonder the cable was a bit of a stretch. Let's flip that around the right way. Attach the cable, and then our two screw holes down back here. This little bracket I've seen has a specific purpose to keep the cable tidy at the back, so we'll put that on as well. Keep the cable secure, and probably provide a bit of strain relief as well. Okay, now we can insert these. There we go. We're going to press this in order for the teeth to sort of detract, so you can fit this tube to fit securely into the top of the extruder. So that's that set up. Now, I guess we want to start mounting our filament holders, which I'm pretty sure is what this is now. 4 little brackets on the side of the printer there, which are actually numbered. So looks like that sort of slots on. And there was no spools with the printer, so I've got a few off to the side. I'll be back in just a moment with the filming. So now I've got the filament feeder all attached into the extruder head, and I've also noticed there's a little hook on here, which needs to go around one of the filament tubes. Just keep everything nice and cable managed and all moving together. So pretty sure I've got everything hooked up there. Let's have a bit of a look around the printer and see how everything's configured. So starting from the front, the screen, the cable was a little bit fiddly to work with, but essentially once you unscrew all the bolts, you can slide the screen onto the clips. Looks very similar from the AD5M, the 5M, sorry, from the front. And then if we go to the far side, similar again. And all of the spool holders slot on the side and can move freely. And then this is known as the IFS. Nothing in the manual so far I've read shows what that stands for. I'm guessing something filament system. I'm sure we'll find out that later. And that is connected by this little cable into the back of the printer. So on the printer there, we can see it attaches there. There's the filament notch, filament holder notch, like the previous models. So essentially, you could probably do it in a single extruder mode, same as the 5M. It's got this little notch, which has become colloquially known as the poop chute in all of these multicolor printers. Then down here, we've got the Ethernet port, power switch, and power cable. I've noticed also, like the 5M and the 5M Pro, there are 4 screws down here on the side of the plate, which are used to secure the bed in place during shipment. So I'm going to remove those now. We've even added some paint this time to make sure you don't forget to remove them and then hear a horrible juddering noise when you try and move your printer bed. Okay, it actually looks like there's only 3 screws as opposed to the 4 on the 5M and 5M Pro. And now that bed can move freely. But I guess now we've got it plugged in. Let's have a look at trying to set it up. So let's power up. And there we have it, the famous FlashForge jingle. It's initializing at the moment and asking for language selection, English. So please confirm that all the packaging materials inside the device have been removed. Yes, I believe we've done so. Please confirm that the 3 locking screws on the bed have been removed. Yes, we removed those. Next. And the first thing it asks us to do is to go to Wi-Fi, but I do see a skip in the corner, so I'm going to skip through that for now. And it's now going to go straight into calibrating the machine. So it looks very similar to the calibration process of the 5M and the 5M Pro. Right now it's currently heating up the nozzle and going to the home position, and it looks like leveling is going to be next. So now the calibration has finished. It looks as though we can select the filaments and edit some details about these. So let's give this a go. I'll tap on number 1 and then press here. So it asked me what filament type. I'm only using PLA, so I'll select that. Color for spool 1 should be this spool. Yeah, so I'm going to go with red there. Okay. And then I can do that with all of the other filaments. Now I'm back and I've gone through the setup and done the first test print. I just want to give my thoughts on the whole process. I was only sporadically referring to the manual during setup, and apart from getting the IFS the wrong way around, everything else seemed quite intuitive, and I was able to get up and running with printer in a very short time. The first print came out a little rough, but I can't pass judgment without doing some tweaking and exploring the settings a bit more. I noticed some markings on the pay plate, which could be for identification of the build plate, similar to what the boundary printers do. But there's no camera or LiDAR sensor, as far as I can tell, in the AD5X, so this might be part of a future update. Not everything listed in the manual was included. There was no glue or grease, and I couldn't seem to find any description of what these red things are for. That said though, this is a demo kit, so perhaps not everything in the full kit is included. All in all, my first impressions were pretty positive. In comparison to my experience with the Bamboo X1 Carbon, with getting the AMS set up and getting prints to stick, this was a lot more smoother of an experience. I want to spend some more time with this printer to get a deeper understanding of what's possible with it, but I'm going to leave that for the review. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Makers Empire have some great content in the pipeline, so please be sure to stay tuned. See ya!